Hey, what's up, guys? This is Zero, and today we're going to be doing something different. We're doing a Google Hangouts with me and my friends. We got John and we got Travis, and we're going to be just talking about random stuff like video games. So, I guess Travis, let's start with the ESO. I haven't played it. I played the beta, but I haven't really done much with it at all.
Yeah, it's different. At first it's pretty slow.
Well, I mean, you played the WildStar beta, right? So
Yeah.
comparisons, maybe. Like, what did they do different? What did they do better?
Quite frankly, it's I think it's I think it's a lot better, to be honest with you.
ESO is better than WildStar, or
In terms of like crafting
I
and
did hear that the crafting was one of the best. So I don't know. I haven't tried
so,
it.
so far the crafting and the combat I think is a lot better.
Is it so? Is the
It's
crafting similar to I would say like Skyrim or something?
It's exactly like Skyrim.
So that
It's
seems appealing to me.
it's basically Skyrim meets MMO, where you have
Right, I
you know,
understand that, but I don't know. When I played the beta, it was terrible. So
well, yeah, the
apparently they must
betas
have
are
fixed a
always
lot of things.
betas are always crap. But
Well, the
it's
WildStar beta was amazing.
well that's WildStar. I mean, it's amazing in general.
Yeah. Right.
But it's if you like Skyrim, Oblivion, and Morrowind, then you will like ESO. But if you like this, but that's if you like the but if you want to do like the
The what? Spit it out. The multiplayer, right.
Thank
So
you.
we all modded our games. We all modded
Yeah.
the shit out of Skyrim, out of Oblivion. We even did the multiplayer mods, like, just to do it, because, like, that's what everyone wants. We're like, this is an amazing game. I want to play with my friends. Like, that's part
yes,
of, like...
and you know how we tried modding what was it, Oblivion? You
Yeah.
know how it's buggy as hell?
Yeah, it was super buggy. You, like, had to start a
This
quest
is-
just to, like, see where the other player was.
Obviously, it's flawless,
Oh, well,
and it is
better,
amazing.
obviously.
I mean, because it's legit.
So,
But
John,
it
did
is-
you have any experience with modding any of those games?
Yeah, mostly Morrowind.
Morrowind,
though.
yeah, they did a nice remake of that. That looks
Yeah,
amazing.
the Morrowind enhancement thing. Yeah, I downloaded that. Yeah,
Oh, how was it?
it's pretty good. It makes it look a little bit more modern. Not that I minded the old.
Yeah,
school
no,
look.
I know.
But,
This is why we have John on the show, because he is our retro guy.
Because I'm 1,000 years old.
I laughed so hard I fell off my dinosaur.
Yeah, you damn whippersnappers. Yeah, pretty much. No, the Morrowind enhancement is good. I'm not really sold on Elder Scrolls Online though, but then that's just my anti-MMO bias talking.
Yeah, I haven't played an MMO. Oh my god, since I guess when Rift came out, and then I guess technically
Oh.
I played Guild Wars 2, but I mean even still I haven't really like gotten hardcore into an MMO since WoW, really, or Rift.
Well, what about the Star Wars one that came out?
It died for me. I was like not interested, but they did a phenomenal job. It's so weird because they did such a good job with the questing, and I was like, oh my god, this is Star Wars. It's so great, but for whatever reason, I couldn't get into it. Like I was like,
Yeah, I mean,
for whatever
same
reason, I
here.
just stopped playing it.
yeah, I mean, I tried getting back into it recently. Well, not recently, probably about 6
John, did
months
you
ago.
ever play it?
Yes, but only briefly because it felt to me like it shouldn't have been the Old Republic, the MMO. It should have been Knights of the Old Republic 3. If they could have just invested resources into that, I think that would have made a lot more people happier than just.
Now, where does
you know,
it
going
take
on
place
the,
in the Star Wars timeline?
Knights of the Old Republic or the Old Republic? Like, because the Old Republic takes place after the Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2.
Okay.
I think,
Was
if
it-
memory serves, it's maybe 1,000 years after that, or at least a few centuries. It's further along in the timeline, but still thousands of years before the movies.
Okay. Well, speaking of Star Wars, since we're on the subject, why not? How do John? How do you feel about the movies? And I want to know what you think. The new ones. Disney just bought it, so I mean, not just bought it. They bought it, but you
the
know,
upcoming trilogy?
the
Or,
what?
yeah, you mean the upcoming trilogy? Like
Yeah, the one
7
that they're
now?
about to do, like the one
Yeah.
that J.J. Abrams is going to direct.
I think J.J. Abrams will be much better for Star Wars than he has been for Star Trek. Not that he's not. I don't want to jump on the anti-J.J. Abrams Star Trek bandwagon really, because the movies are okay for what they were. They're just not actually Star Trek. But,
I just started watching Next Generation, and it's true. I was like, it's bullshit. There's no way. Star Trek is awesome. Like, I love the movies. And then I started watching Star Trek Next Generation. I was like, this is like nothing like it.
It's a different beast altogether. They have a complete, and it's understandable.
It's set in the same universe, but the stories are completely different.
Well, it's like an alternate universe in the J.J. Abrams film. But the point is, when you have movies, you don't have the same amount of time that you have with a TV show. You can't develop ideas in the same way.
Yeah, no.
And so you're going to emphasize explosions in Hollywood. And we all know how this thing goes. But I think that's fine for Star Wars because Star Wars is more of a simple story anyway. It's more about mythology and about heroes and adventure and romance and all that jazz. It's not really about science. It's not science fiction. It's space opera. It's science fantasy. So it can be more simple, more like a fairy tale. I think J.J. Abrams will be fine for that.
I like all the things that J.J. Abrams has ever done. Like everything, I'm pretty sure I liked it. All the Star Treks. All the TV shows he did, like Lost, and the movie Super 8 was great.
As long as he doesn't do overkill with the lens flares, then I'm fine.
I swear to God, lens flares are great, but the movie industry spends millions of dollars to try and get rid of the lens flares, and now we're just throwing them on fucking everything.
If he starts putting lens flares in lightsaber battles, like
well, they already have lens flares in the.
Well, but I mean, like where it's like not necessary, I'm going to lose my shit.
During a conversation, it doesn't need to be there.
Well, the thing is, like, what I'm most excited about with Episode 7 specifically is that the screenplay is co-written by Lawrence Kasdan, who of course co-wrote Empire Strikes Back.
So that's my favorite one.
Which is
Empire Strikes Back was great. I'm pretty sure Travis's EVE Online name was Irving K.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what's that tell you?
Somebody's a fanboy.
Just a little. What can I say?
I think it'll be good. I think it'll be better probably than the prequels were. Although I'm not, I'm certainly more forgiving of the prequels than most people are. But I think it'll be better than those at least. And
I certainly hope so.
Lucas is in a good position to be like the story consultant. That's a good role for him to kind of say,
But I mean, if you look at it this way, now Lucas can't really fuck it up anymore than he did with with the original trilogy.
I just want like the original cut in Blu-ray. That's it. That's all I want, and then I can die happy. Like seriously, that's it.
With Disney owning it now, maybe you'll get that. Maybe they'll see that there's a market for that and release that.
I wonder if they would do that. That'd be
unless Lucas
awesome.
has specifically written it into the contract when he sold it that they couldn't do that.
No, they couldn't change.
Which knowing him, he might.
He might.
But see, the one thing I like about Disney, believe it or not, is that they give creative freedom to their directors. Like look at like Marvel or like it's just like here you go. Like for me, it's like with Iron Man, the Iron Man series. I think they've done
my favorite.
Yeah, they've done a great job with the Iron Man series so far. Granted, the third one was kind of corny towards the end, but
I hated the whole fire breathing thing. That killed it for me.
Yeah, but I mean, like the first two were fantastic.
Yeah. So hey, let's hop away from movies because I love movies, but I do a gaming channel.
Back to gaming.
So, John, what's coming up in like for I don't know maybe indie games that are retro or something? Because I have no idea. Like I can tell you all the modern games that are coming out, but anything retro, I just have no idea.
I mean, for indie games,
I feel like a lot of indie games are starting to turn towards retro.
Well, they already have. They have been for a while, and
like Fez or whatever.
Yeah, there's a few reasons for that. There's two basic reasons for that. One, nostalgia. Obviously, people people of my generation grew up playing, Nintendo and Super Nintendo and things like that. And of course, pixel art, that kind of aesthetic and that kind of game, two-dimensional gameplay appeals to people like me who grew up on that stuff. So, they're going to get money that way. But the second reason is because it's just faster. It's easier to make games in that style than it is to make like really modern.
Yeah, like a AAA title, right? So
yeah, I know with like Unity now you can do 3D games easier, and there's all that. But you still, as you well know.
Yeah, I know. I'm an indie game developer with a Unity engine. Like that's
but it's still time consuming.
It is.
Oh, it is. Absolutely, it takes forever. But I mean,
but making like a platformer is a much more efficient use of time and resources.
Simple project. There's actually some really good. I saw something really cool on that. It was like talking about how collisions work with 2D games in Unity, and it was actually really cool. Actually, I have no idea about code, so it just blows my mind. So, what about the console that you've been eyeballing for a while that does
Oh,
like
yeah.
Everything. Did you get that, or is it out, or what's the deal
All
with
right,
that?
so this is the Retron 5, which they announced a little over a year ago, and basically what it is it's for years companies have come up with these clone consoles that basically allow you to play old Nintendo
Right,
and Sega
Travis was
Genesis.
emulating something and was streaming it on Twitch or something. It was cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I
on
mean, there's
N64.
emulators that you can use to do it software based, but there's hardware based emulators. Basically, is what you get with the clone console, and most of them are pretty low quality. They don't really emulate everything perfect. They don't have compatibility with all the games because a lot of the games had specialized hardware. A perfect example is Castlevania 3 for the NES, which had specialized sound chips on it, which really I don't know.
In the
if any
cartridge?
yeah, in the cartridge itself. That's kind of how they expanded the capabilities of games back then because the hardware, the NES hardware was designed fundamentally in 1983. That's when the Famicom came out in Japan.
Yeah.
So, but it ran all the way to 93. So in 10 years, they didn't really make any hardware upgrades. So you had to do everything on the cartridges if you needed more.
That's interesting.
Anyway,
I actually never knew that.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah, because have either one of you opened up like an actual cartridge or seen inside
Yeah.
of the cartridge?
haven't.
One
I have
time?
no
Sure you
idea.
have. But it's all circuitry, and it's like all the microcontrollers and all that kind of stuff. It's
Yeah.
actually quite neat.
John, remember
That's
that
how they
link I
achieve
sent
that
you
kind
where
of
that
stuff.
guy literally took a box and like crammed all of the game systems into it?
Yeah. And there's homebrew like projects that people have done like that, but they've also had these clone consoles for years. But most of them aren't very good. I've played around with some of them, but the point is like you have the original hardware which does everything.
Did my video just cut out?
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
You're good.
okay.
good.
It was like lagged hardcore.
But anyway, like so, even though with the older cartridge basis you don't have to worry about moving parts like you do in disc-based systems, the hardware still breaks down over time. The NES in particular is really notorious because of the way that they designed their pin connector, and it gets bent over time. Anyway, it's a nightmare. So, but the Retron 5, to put a long story short, it combines NES, Famicom, the Japanese NES, Super NES, Super Famicom, Sega Genesis, and Sega Mega Drive, which is the Japanese Genesis, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, and also the Sega Master System, the predecessor to the Genesis, if you have an adapter, like the power base converter, for example.
Oh,
And it will do all of those systems
I just
through
got so
HDMI.
excited because WildStar just announced a huge WildStar beta key giveaway, but you need the frickin' IGN Prime. Lame. Yeah, no, that's really cool. I think that'll make things a lot simpler to have everything all in one console.
It's gonna ship, they say, within the next like 30 days.
Now, when
basically.
did you back the project?
It wasn't a Kickstarter. It wasn't anything
Oh.
like that. It was just
I
I
thought it
pre-ordered
was.
it back in November, and so yeah, I've had the pre-order since November, and so finally it's supposed to ship hopefully within the next month, and we'll see if it's really good. It incorporates a lot of features, save states, for example, like if you need to save like the Legend of Zelda.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Because
I remember my first experience with saving a game was obviously Crash Bandicoot or whatever, but that was just like loading a level, and it wasn't like any progress. It was just like play this level all over again and beat it or don't continue.
Yeah.
Right, and there was maybe there was but where there wasn't memory cards, they would give you a key that you would have to write down, and
like
that
a
would load the
password, yeah.
level. Right. So
Yeah.
I would say Dark Forces. The 6th level of Dark Forces, I couldn't beat it, so I memorized the code. It's like Y5K2 HBSJW5.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, I don't know why. Like, I couldn't beat the level, so I memorized the damn code.
Yeah, and a lot of games in the early days did use passwords, especially because it was expensive to add a battery backup, which is what they did for games like Zelda.
Now, what do you guys think about the Homeworld Remastered? They're doing a 4K resolution remastering of Homeworld.
Homeworld's good. I like Homeworld. I played more with Homeworld 2 than the original.
Yeah,
That was
so I'm wondering.
the Nintendo game, right?
My brother said that they were doing both of them, but I don't know if that's true or not.
It's funny, I'm actually looking at the Homeworld 2 box I have right now.
That's awesome. So
myself.
here's the other thing. Age of Mythology is doing a remastered edition, and I'm totally going to get that.
That's good.
Did you ever play Age of Mythology, Travis? I feel like you did, didn't you?
I know you mentioned it to me the other day. I don't think I ever did, to be honest with you.
What about you, John? Did you ever play Age of Mythology?
I never played Age of Mythology. I played a lot of games like Age of Mythology, but
So here's what they
I never
did.
picked that
So
up.
the game. Jeez, I don't even know when it came out, but it's like that old RTS game. But
No, I
They
looked up, I'm just looking it up right now, but no, I never did play that.
so things that it didn't have, they added stuff. So like they made it so there was time of day now. They improved the water shaders. They added shadows because there was no shadows before, and if there was, it was like a little circle underneath the character to like fake that there's a shadow, or like it was drawn on. Like I don't know. They added global lighting, bump and specular maps, anti-aliasing, and ambient occlusion. Which is huge. Ambient occlusion is going to make everything look amazing. Full Steamworks integration. Workshop and Mod Manager, multiplayer, obviously because they had multiplayer back in the day. I guess League's cloud saves, Twitch integration. That's going to be cool.
That's one thing I have noticed recently is they have Twitch integration with almost everything now.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So and they also added an enhanced observer mode, so you were able to rotate the camera around because it was fixed before, and it wasn't even so. I don't even think you could zoom in, but now it can zoom in and rotate around and shit. So it's fucking awesome. I'm getting it because I love that game, and to see it brought up a little bit into the new kind of like just touch it up to make it super nice. I'm pumped for it. It comes out May 8th, 2014. Oh man, I'm gonna make tons of videos, guys. It's gonna be crazy.
So, question for the both of you: what's your take on like Twitch being integrated with a lot of the newer stuff?
Twitch is a great resource. Like, so the way what Twitch has been doing is they're making it easy to watch esports or just watch people do live streams in general. So I would, and it's getting people to notice that, hey, this is actually pretty cool. Like, I can watch a game and it's actually pretty entertaining. So it also, even though I don't know if they do esports on Twitch. If they do, it just, I don't know, whoever's streaming it, I guess. But it's still cool. Like, I did Twitch for a while. Like, I did some live streams. I did Kerbal Space Program for a long time. People, I had like a few people watching me, but not too many. So it got to the point where like I didn't have enough followers to like keep me interested in doing Twitch. But I digress. It doesn't matter. Twitch is cool, and I like it being integrated. So having it on Xbox is pretty cool too. So if you just want to Twitch, for the average person that's not trying to like make money or off a partnership with Twitch or something. If you're like, hey, do you want to watch me play a game? They're like, sure, I'll sit down and watch a game. So you just load up Twitch and then you stream and have your friend watch you play. It's
well, that's cool. For me in terms of like for the average person that's like to watch other people play. It's like, hey, because like when I would sit in the living room and on my Xbox.
Like I'm gonna do Google / YouTube streaming.
Okay.
There is a way to do it so that this Hangout would be like either automatically uploaded to my page, or it would be, I don't know, something.
It's like a simulcast.
Or it would just be a live stream and there would be no record of it. I don't know. So that's why I'm doing a local recording right now, so that I can be in more control of it.
Yeah.
I don't know, John. What's your take on it on Twitch? Yeah.
I like Twitch. I mean, there's a lot of people I watch on YouTube, for example, that will, occasionally just do a stream and, they post about it on Twitter whenever you go right there. It's nice, to have something to watch when, middle of the night when nothing else is on.
Yeah.
And I like the platform. It's a good avenue for, at least for people who do want to make, some money off like ad revenue and stuff. It's a good alternative to YouTube because YouTube is getting very hard on Let's Players because of the whole copyright issue.
Monetization, right?
Yeah, monetization. And so
see, my problem is as a YouTuber, I don't know what I can monetize. Like, I have to. That's why I haven't done it yet, and I haven't set up the AdSense things. So I have to like look up: is it okay for me to monetize Rust? It's in alpha, so I have no idea. I have to find these things out.
There are pages you can look at that do list like developers, different companies that have gone on record as saying they're okay with it. Using their footage for things. Let's playing is difficult. It's different from like doing like a game review. A review has a lot more leeway in terms because it's like can be considered fair use and that it's like journalism. So, but Let's Playing is kind of a gray area. That said, there are a lot of popular Let's Players who do make a living on YouTube. Having a partnership certainly helps.
Yeah.
Like Polaris or something like that. Game Grumps or
Well, John, have you seen my videos before?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't had like I've been kind of busy lately, so I haven't checked out a lot of stuff. But I did notice that you posted one, so I've checked out a little bit.
Yeah, I tried to post it on Facebook and be like, "Hey, look at my videos, give me some subscriptions," you know, like.
Yeah, I mean, it's just gotta keep doing it and just see what happens.
So
I mean,
every time I see a YouTuber, they're like, "Hey, we've been getting a lot of questions like, how do you become a YouTuber?" And every single time they're like, "Quality videos. Don't make a whole bunch of garbage. Like, spend some time and like edit it and make some decent stuff, and then try to post it whenever you can." I posted a video every single day for like a week just so I could get some backlog content. So if one person finds my video, they watch all my backlog videos if they liked it. So I had some content for these people to run into. I've kind of slowed down now, so I'll try to post a video every either every day or every other day. I've been super busy at work and I've been exhausted. So, like, I uploaded Company Heroes last night, and it's like a 45-minute video. But what I'd like to do is, like, I'm trying to mix it up. Like, I'm taking the best of all the YouTube channels that I actually follow. So, that's why I started the Back in the Day series. I didn't really see anyone doing, like, early 2000s to mid 2000s games. They were all doing either modern or retro, so I just went right in the middle.
There's kind of a weird area, especially with PC games, in between like the late 90s, early 2000s. A lot of the issues with doing one of the reasons I think a lot of people don't do some games from that era is because a lot of them don't run really well on modern hardware, and some of them require some form of emulation, but that's kind of tricky to do because with a DOS game it'd be easy with like DOSBox. But when you're trying to run something from like 99 on a modern computer, sometimes it doesn't work that right, and you have to do like a virtual machine, and not everyone wants to deal with that. Yeah. So there is kind of an area that isn't really explored as much.
The farthest I've gone back, I think, is Half-Life 2, which came out, and I don't remember when, 2004. I don't know.
Yeah.
Someone in the comments is going to tell me, like, you're wrong, you idiot. What were you thinking? Like, how do you not know what your favorite game came out? I don't. I forget. Like, leave me alone. But if you do notice, I spent a little bit more time on the intro to that video than any of my other ones.
Yeah, because I actually did watch that one, and he did spend a good amount of time on that one. So I give you props on that one, bud.
Yeah. For the Company Hero one, I was gonna do like some more post commentary, but it was midnight. I was like, I am not gonna sit here for 45 minutes and like record at the same time. So I was like, I'm just gonna play it. I'm not gonna do like this post commentary stuff. So I don't know. I feel like if I saw Company of Heroes video, like I would watch that. That's why I make these videos, is because I want to watch those videos. Like I'm sure people else, they want to as well. So
just do what you like. I mean, that's the number one rule, I think, is don't do something that you think is going to make you popular or rich.
At one point I was like, I'll take suggestions and I'll play games from other people. I was like, maybe not. Like,
yeah, because then you're just going to get burnt out playing games you don't want to play.
Right. So I feel like I'm going to add like a random game every once in a while. So I'll just have like a random channel, like not a channel, but a random playlist where I just play random games on my Steam thing. So like I'll throw like Orcs Must Die in there or something.
It might be a good way to get through the backlog because we all have Steam games that we haven't touched yet, probably.
Oh yeah, I mean, let's see, what do I have for Steam games? I don't have much on this one, so I got like Company Heroes in all their expansions, Counter-Strike Global Offensive, Darksiders, DayZ, Eve is not really on there, Insurgency, Loadout, Metro 2033, Orcs Must Die, Orcs Must Die 2, Path of Exile.
Yeah.
Path of Exile.
How is
Rust, Starbound, Twilight 2. Which one?
Loadout?
Loadout's actually pretty fun.
I know,
for a third person just random shooter, like we just like bust around and like own noobs. I was like, it's pretty fun.
I've seen some people playing it. It looks pretty fun for what it is.
Yeah.
Like when you get shot and your whole leg is like missing, and it's just a bone left. It's like graphic. It's hilarious.
Yeah. It's graphic in like a cartoon way. So.
Oh yeah, it's good. It's a solid game too. All right. What does everyone think about Goat Simulator? I haven't played it.
It's fucking hilarious.
Do you have it?
Hilarious.
Do you have it?
I want to get it so bad.
I haven't gotten it yet. I watched
probably about 3 hours of the videos of it.
I've seen
3 hours of videos.
Seen a lot of it.
It is hilarious.
Okay, well here's the thing. They made it as a game jam. It was like a 48-hour thing, and they were like, "All right, let's just make." Because I know it had to have been like one of the like. It clearly must have been a sarcastic suggestion, and they were like, all right, let's do it. Like, why not? Because it's like
Yeah.
Farmer Simulator, Truck Simulator,
Yeah,
like all
yeah.
these stupid simulators that no one cares about. So like, let's just make it the life of a goat. So they're like,
It's like, but it's interesting. It's
okay.
like these weird simulations. A lot of them are like European, and they they do have a certain audience. Like I know, I don't know if you see it's a big channel like NerdCube, Dan Hardcastle in Britain, and so he plays a lot of these simulators, and some of them he seems to genuinely enjoy a lot of this stuff, even though it's very kind of Byzantine, esoteric stuff to the modern kind of mainstream audience. Somebody's buying them, so I mean enough.
Well,
people,
I mean,
guess,
clearly
that,
they have to be buying them,
Yeah,
or else
so
they
I mean,
wouldn't
like-
make them. Like,
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, as weird as they are, I mean, but that can certainly inspire, like Insurgent Simulator, of course, which was always a joke to begin with, and it seems to follow that lineage of.
yeah, Surgeon.
games.
I'm sure that was a game jam too.
I
When
think
I
it
did
was
my
something like
game
that.
jam, we made a game in 48 hours. It was called Lyle. We haven't released it yet. Redacted Games is probably going to release it, but at the moment we're working on our tower defense game.
Yeah.
So we haven't, like, it literally would take a weekend and we could polish the game and release it for iOS. But we're just either lazy or just don't care.
Yeah, I'm banking on you just don't care at this point.
Right? Because I'd rather be like, all right, I'd rather just like
Work
spend
on
time
something
on,
like-
yeah, I'd rather
something
work on
that actually matters.
like my game that actually matters.
Yeah, something that's actually gonna do well for you, as opposed to some Caterpillar or whatever the hell it was.
85,000 Oculus Rifts sold. VR tech company Oculus Rift reveals sales breakdown for the first 2 development kits. 85,000?
It's not bad.
That's, wow. I mean, yeah.
But
For Oculus Rift. So, I don't care that Facebook bought it, okay? It's basic. The way I understand it, they're empowering the company to do exactly what they want, because it was kind of a low company. And then we were like, oh, it's finally getting recognized, and then Facebook buys it and gives them a whole bunch of money, I assume, because it's their company now.
So is Oculus Rift still going to be still doing like sorry, are they still like only selling to like game devs, or are they selling to like the general public at the moment?
It seems like they're just dev kits.
Okay.
They're just the development kits right now,
Yeah.
as far as I know. I don't know.
Okay.
Well, I mean, if you back the Kickstarter, then you could get one regardless of whether you develop it or not.
Okay.
But
I've used an Oculus Rift, and it's incredible.
What with Valkyrie?
No, oh my god, I wish, dude. Eve Valkyrie would look so amazing.
Because that's what they're building it for. That's what CCP is building it for.
Minecraft said, "Whoa, Facebook bought it," and they said we're going to stop developing for Minecraft. He said he wasn't going to do it. I think that's a bad move.
Well, I don't
I think it's a
blame
bad
him
move.
because
Like, if it's a market, why wouldn't you tap that?
Well, he doesn't need it for one thing, but number two, I understand. Like, I read his blog about it, and I understand his point of view, and he has every right to. I mean, he says that Facebook's motives are too shifting. They're too hard to pin down. He's not comfortable with what they could potentially do with the technology. I mean,
my
there's plenty of
programmer
precedent for
Adam,
that.
he had a really good idea. He said Facebook could totally use VR technology like this to make virtual vacations. Like, just have, like, let's say you wear a stupid helmet that has cameras on it. I've seen it, and you just walk around and it just records all the data, and then later you can put on your headset and then just like look around and share it with your friends. Be like, hey, this is what I did all day. Which,
yeah, I mean, there's plenty of
which is stupid. But what I'm
applications
the more exciting idea is watching movies with that. I mean, clearly it's going to be like, here, focus on this stuff. But like being able to look around a little bit is going to be kind of cool.
I mean, you can already kind of do that with like phones and shit like that. I mean, might as well just tape it to your fucking face.
Oh, come on! It's going to be it's an immersion thing.
It is. I mean,
like you do the same thing. Take a sheet over your face. Tape your phone to your face. Put a sheet over your head.
There you go. Save yourself $300.
Peekaboo.
But no, it depends whether if having an immersive experience like that. I think with movies though, movies are like, and this is why I don't even really like 3D movies so much, is they're a passive experience. Like, you go to watch somebody else's vision, of what the story is. That's the experience that I want to have, and to a certain extent in games too. I don't necessarily want it to be too immersive personally. It's like I liked having there to be a layer between me and the media. I don't want to really get lost in that particular space. So VR kind of stuff doesn't really, unless we're getting to the point where we like have the real life holodeck, you know, it doesn't really, unless it gets to that point, it doesn't really interest me too much personally. It's just, I don't know that I want to be that much a part of what I'm consuming.
Right, no, I get that. But it seems like a cool idea.
No, absolutely. I mean, you know.
I mean, if they're gonna do that for something like, say, like a home theater type deal, you know, like if you're like say if you live in a small, say, New York apartment.
When I see the idea of like I'm gonna just like get immersed and lost in this world, I just like see the fat people from WALL-E just happening. Like,
well, look at me.
Like that's all we're gonna do. We're just gonna sit there. There was a really good short film that I just watched that really talks about that. It's like built into their eyes now, and it literally it's this guy, and he's just going like this, like with his hands. I gotta see if I can get the mic. He's just going like this on the floor on his belly, and you're like, what the fuck is this guy doing? And then it zooms in on his eyes, and there's like shit going on, and then it goes into like the game view, and he's like flying or some shit, and then it zooms back out, and he's just still rolling the fuck around on the floor. And he looks like an idiot. And it's cool though. It's a good. I wish I might post in the like the description to see if we can get some people to watch it because it's really cool.
I mean, it's not what you do on a nightly basis. You just
roller on the floor, just flying. Yeah, that's that. Yes, you caught me. Just unsubscribe now because that's what I do at night.
I knew that's what you and your brother did.
All right, well, I'm going to stop this video. It's probably gone on for like an hour now, but if you guys like these types of things, like these Google Hangouts with me and my friends, I'll do more of them. If it's too long, too bad. I don't care. I like talking to my friends. But don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next episode.
Yeah, guys, thank you.
Boop.